Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for being here this morning. If you want to follow along, we will be in the 26th chapter of the book of Genesis, and you can look there. And as you're doing that, if you will, I will ask you one more time to like, share, comment on the post, and then you can join me in the 26th chapter and the 12th verse. It says here, Isaac sowed in that land and reaped in the same year 100-fold. The Lord blessed him, and the man became rich and gained more and more until he became very wealthy. He had possessions of flocks and herds and many servants, so that the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped and filled with earth all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." And so Isaac departed from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar and settled there. All right, again, we see God using some adversity to get Isaac on where he needs to be. God is blessing Isaac. God is giving him and his family more possessions in the promised land. And again, Isaac is following God, but kind of poorly, as he is obviously, as you can tell by this passage, still living in the land of the Philistines. And so while he's kind of got one foot in, one foot out here, and God is working to move him. So not only is he prospering here, but we see something else in Isaac. It says that he sowed the land and reaped. He has become a farmer along with his, as verse 14 calls it, his flocks and herds. And so he has, as best we can tell, we never see where Abraham actually farmed. He just, if it did, the Bible doesn't mention it, that he just took care of his, I guess you'd say his ranch. But Isaac is farming now, and his land is being blessed. Most of you were here kind of starting in the garden season. His garden reaps 100-fold according to verse 12. Verse 13, he became very rich. Goes on in verse 14, he's getting more and more flocks, herds, and servants, to the point where verse 14 tells us that the Philistines were jealous. And soon, jealousy always, you know the phrase, rears its ugly head. And so they send out, the Philistines send out mercenaries, I guess you'd call them, to go out and to fill up his wells with dirt, so that they, again, couldn't water the farming side of things, couldn't give water to the ranch side of things. Obviously, without water, farming and ranching get very tough. And so this causes a division between the two, and because of that, Abimelech tells Isaac, he tells him, "You need to leave." Abimelech, I think, sees maybe the writing on the wall that if Isaac stays and the Philistines continue to provoke him by filling up his wells and other things, that eventually Isaac has got so much power, so much money, so many servants that he's going to strike back. And Abimelech says, he confesses here in verse 16, "We can't handle it. You are stronger than us." So Isaac still does not go back to the very center of the promised land. He goes further up basically in the same valley that he was already in Gerar, and he pitches a tent and decides he will stay there. And so Isaac, a good bit like his father, and in the beginning, is still struggling to put his total confidence in God. Again, he's keeping kind of one foot, we say sometimes, one foot in the world and one foot in the church. He's keeping one foot in the world and one foot in God's will. He's kind of padding his bet, as we say, and he was wanting to be close enough to God to call on Him if he needed Him, but he wasn't really ready to put all his faith in Him. Now I don't know. We can throw a lot of rocks here. I don't know if Abraham didn't do a very good job telling Isaac his story. What would make him fail to put his complete confidence in God? Maybe Abraham had told him his story. Maybe Abraham had told him about his own failures. Whatever it is, Isaac is not there yet. And if there's one thing that we learn from Isaac and others in Scripture is when you're out of the Lord's will, you don't get part of the way back. You don't ease back. You either go or you don't. And Isaac is trying to ease in. He's trying to kind of, again, keep his options open, if you will. And God wants him all. To be on the edge is to be completely outside. Dr. Elmer Towns, one of my professors in seminary, great man. Many of you may know Dr. Towns, may have heard of Dr. Towns, and he wrote a book, and it just came to my mind. I may not be perfect in my memory, but I believe the name of the book was Too Close to the Fire. And basically, he used the idea of a campfire and how people will, some people will get right up to the campfire and others will stand way off to the edge, just close enough to get a little heat. That's kind of the way most people, and what he's pointing was that's the way a lot of people are serving God. They want to stay close enough they can see the fire. They want to know where the fire is, but they don't want to get up too close. That's exactly what Isaac was doing. He wanted to be close enough he could see if God did anything, but he didn't want to get too close. He's still not ready to put his complete confidence in God. How about you? Are you just trying to get close enough? Just trying to be close enough to, if God does something, you want to see it, but you just don't want to be part of it. You think about it. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.